Hey guys, it's Lizzie. Today I'm going to be walking around my property. We have a lot of flowers that have been blooming and a lot of things going on, so I figured I'd take you around and show you. So I have just been loving the way this whole area has been growing in this year. This was the first section of our yard that we decided to put a bed. This is our flower bed, and everything is really starting to look natural and lived in. There's still a lot of spaces that I want to fill, and we're still working on it. We have our yarrow that's blooming. And then our catnip. And these, I can't remember the name of them. It's up here, but I think these are so beautiful. This is one of my favorite plants. I can't even remember the name of it. I'm gonna have to check back, but I love the leaves. I mean, the flowers are obviously beautiful, but the leaves are also very pretty. I've been planting these hostas all around the yard. They're my favorite hosta. I see a flower. I see one of my roses that hasn't bloomed in a few years up there. So we've had a lot of trees kind of cut down in our neighborhood. So I think we're getting a little bit more sun. But over here, yes. This is really exciting because this whole area that I'm standing in was all dirt for a couple of years. And like I said earlier, this is the first part of the yard that we started working on. So some of these flowers and plants that I planted were just kind of thrown in. This rose has not bloomed in like 2 years, but I see it, and just the fact that it's blooming and there's 2 flowers on there makes me very excited. I mean, look how beautiful. I love roses, and I did think about transplanting these a few times. I had 3 other of the same rose bushes planted here, and they all died. This one was the only one that survived, and it does look like it's getting stronger. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I just love yellow roses. They just bring a lot of sunshine and happiness. Very excited. Forgot my tea. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys my favorite flower year after year. I mean, one of my favorite flowers. Look how beautiful these are. They're pyrethrum. I just love the way they grow, and I don't know if it's because of the sun. They seem to be growing kind of towards my patio area, and I love the way that they are draping over the rocks. If you stay down here, because this whole area is going to be our new addition. So this will be a walkway going through, and along that walkway I have planted my beautiful peonies. Most of these peonies were dug up from my parents' house, and everything just really seems to be filling in and looking very natural this year. So I'm really, really happy with the way my flower beds have turned out this year. Always a work in progress. But I think roses were one of the first flowers I started like randomly planting throughout the yard. That was before we even had an idea of, or any type of plan on what we wanted to do. So here are 2 that I had contemplated replanting somewhere else because of the sun situation. Now our sun situation changed, so I'm gonna leave them here. But these ones have been struggling the past couple of years, and they're actually looking pretty strong this year. So I'm excited to see a flower. I have my whole rose garden that I'm doing in the other side of the yard, but it'll be nice to have some rose bushes back here as well, just kind of scattered throughout. Now my medicine garden, this always just like blows me away. I just love the way it looks. I haven't really gotten my hands into making anything yet. That's part of my plan for this year. We have a lot of different plants in here. I have St. John's wort, I have rue, I have red columbine, I have stinging nettle, I have barrage, motherwort, valerian. There's a lot that's in here. So all these are starting to get some blooms on it, so that's really exciting. Now would probably be the good time to figure out when the perfect time to harvest them, if that is. I already have used some of the mint that I have in there. Okay, just heard my son crying in there, so I had to go take care of that. But I just love this time of year because I love seeing what's coming up, and I always forget how beautiful things will be. So over here, I don't know, I feel like I do this kind of every year where I get nervous and I feel like things aren't growing well or I waited too long. But my garlic over here, I mean, a lot came up. I'm happy with it. I'm not complaining. It's starting to fall over, which I read maybe it's being watered too much. So that's something we're kind of paying attention to. This garlic over here looks really strong, but we had a heavy rainfall yesterday and I'm just a little kind of discouraged with the way some of my plants are looking. Go into my garden and I'll show you what I planted. So over here we did, along this side of the fence, we have our tomatoes. Last year we had them over there, so we switched it up. They look like they're growing nicely. They're smaller. Again, I always feel like everything's so small when we put it in the garden, and we always end up having like a great harvest. But you know, when you're comparing yourself to what other people have, and even in different areas of the country, it can get a little intimidating. I also have to remember that this was my first year really starting everything from seed. So it's a learning curve, and there's some things I'm going to change, some things I'm not going to do, some things that I'll plant just right into the ground. And some of these things I knew already, and I just wanted to do and figure it out for myself. But so we have all our tomato over here. We have right in through here, we have our pepper. So these last year, we felt like they never grew and they were staying like this small. So right now we are starting to see some new leaf growth, which is good. So right off the bat, I think we're doing better with our peppers than we did last year. We didn't start harvesting peppers until like late September last year, which is not good. So I'm hoping this year we do a lot better. My eggplant, I was really excited about. It looks like maybe one or two kind of held out and are strong. It might be like another one. Yeah, I mean, those are all gone. We have about two that will hopefully give us some fruit. My peas are all over here. What's this? And I have some random green beans, kind of all my green beans are over there. I have some lettuce over here. I did plant some okra. Those look like some kind of pest got to them. My onions, I think, are looking pretty good. They are growing. So we'll see. I'm got to get in here and just kind of clean up. There's a few seeds that I want to plant. Just like right into the ground here, even though I think it's a little late, I'll do it anyway. And just gonna hope that this all grows really well. But like I said, I always get so nervous this time of year, especially because I'm not buying these plants from the store. I planted them from seed. I planted a few plants from seed years before, but not on this scale. And it could be a little intimidating. I feel like last year was the same thing. I walked around and I just felt like everything was so small and not where it should be. So we are just gonna keep nourishing them, and I need to get in there and clean up the garden a little bit, and hopefully everything grows nice and strong. So one of the things I wanted to do today was get my radish in the ground, throw in some more carrot and some other things. Some of my peas are looking weak, so I'm just going to pull them out and put some new ones in there as well. I am noticing that we do have some peas right here. My first eat from the garden this year. I really love peas. This plant's doing really good. Some of these plants are doing really good. Some of them, not so much. My dill is looking really nice. I planted some Amsterdam celery, which is great for just like chopping up and adding into, you know, like tuna salads and stuff like that. It looks like one of them got dug up and the other one is super puny. I don't know how well that's gonna do. My beets this year I decided to do in the pot. Last year we put them in the ground and they did not do so well. So this seems to be a better option for them. They look like they're growing nicely. My cherry tree, I have a couple cherries growing on them. I don't know if you can see. So that's really exciting. That's one over here. You know, for the first year, I wasn't expecting much of anything, so that's what it looks like is happening. I also planted so much cabbage this year, and I just kind of threw it. There was no room in our garden bed or anywhere. You know, we have limited space, so we wanted to be wise about what we were planting. But I planted it in like random spots around our yard, so some of it's doing really well. This was our yesberry bush. This one is actually, there's a couple berries that were growing on here. I didn't get to try one, but I'm sure they'll be good. I don't have the cross-pollinator plant for this. I didn't realize that when I purchased it, so I wasn't expecting any berries this year from that. That's something I'm going to try to get this year. Another cherry tree. I don't see any cherries. My other yesberry. So I have two yesberries that I need a cross-pollinator for. I put some squash in these pots. And my carrots, I just don't have luck with carrots. My husband wants to just completely use it for something else, but I'm not going to give up on them. I had so many growing. I had them covered, and now like they're just down to this. So that's a little disappointing, but I'm not giving up on them. I'm going to throw some more in there. I still have to throw in some of my radish in the ground. I feel like I'm always so rushed this time of year. We had a late frost after our last frost date, and my timing was just kind of off. I don't know. Even like my cucumbers are not looking good at all this year. I might be running to the store to grab some. I have some in a few other spots, but they just look like they've been completely trampled. My grapes are looking really nice. We just put in that arbor, and this whole section is a mess. This is my kids section. So if we move over to my elderberries. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where I left off. It did start raining on me before. I know I was talking about my grapes. Over here we built a little horse stable for my daughter. My last video I talked about how we are going to be making a natural playground. And my husband got right on that. So for my son, let's see if I can get down here without slipping. We have, my husband built this cool lookout tower. It's not finished yet, but the kids are already really excited about it. We might add a little swing over here. We'll see. But I just wanted to show you guys because I know I talked about my deck garden and I mentioned how I did get rid of the furniture that I got for free. So it's all cleaned up again, but my husband made me this little stand. Got some lettuce growing. These are empty. I do still have to fill some of those pots, but I wanted to come to this side of the yard because I really don't talk about it much, but also we had a huge rain and windstorm the other day, and it knocked over one of my roses. So I need to fix that. I'm gonna show you my berry area. So right over here, I have an elderberry. I have yet to harvest that. I'm hoping that this year I get some berries on it. And then all through here is where I planted the blackberries and the raspberries. Some of these were naturally growing here. And then I did make a video about going up to one of my neighbors' houses and taking some from them. They did not do so well, but a lot of them are growing, so they're just a lot smaller. They'll be better for next year. And this is an area I am working on, so I would like to get a lot of flowers in here as well. So if we go down here, this is what I am in the process of making, kind of like my rose garden. There are a lot of other flowers in here as well. Get back up, but I got some peonies in here. I love, love, love these. They smell so good. Look how beautiful those are. These are definitely, oh my gosh, they smell so good. I have my lavender. I have a willow bush over here that I also love. It's beautiful. If you follow me around this side, I got some more roses. Some of them are rescue roses, so those are waiting to kind of get nice and strong. Over here I have this bush that I got that my sister-in-law ripped up, so I went and I grabbed that. There's another one in my front yard. But this is a nice little area. We have our currant bush, and then we have a pear tree and 2 apple trees. But I'm gonna go ahead and fix this rose bush.
I can jump over this. I can jump over that.
Okay guys, so that seems a lot better. I'm going to be wrapping this video up. I will be showing progress on my vegetable garden and what's going on there. Thanks for watching Little House and Homestead. I'll see you soon. Bye.